The key to Devontae's big game.
Haircut. I mean, there's no question. He was prepared. He got it trimmed yesterday or last whenever. So I don't know, but he was great. We had some starters not really produce, and basically you have, if I'm not mistaken, 3 starters combined for 7 points, and we needed our bench to be good, and certainly Devontae was good. I thought Brandon Green played well also, but we don't win the game without Devontae.
Bill, the other day Devontae was pretty honest about how he'd been playing. He said thought he'd been pretty bad and he'd been playing soft. Is that something about his personality to kind of be honest about that? And then?
Well, I think so. I think he'd be the first to tell you he hadn't been very aggressive, and I've been on him daily to become aggressive, and today he was aggressive. Of course, it's always good to see your first shot go down, and after that though, I thought he played great. I thought he got in the paint. He made a couple of key plays as far as dishing the ball off and stuff to get us some easy baskets. It's the best anybody's probably done at getting in the paint and forcing help and getting easy baskets behind it. It's probably as good as anybody's done all year long. So I thought he was really good. Hopefully this will be a springboard for him.
How important was it for Perry to come out and have such a big game after how the West Virginia game ended?
You guys probably think more about that. I think it was important for our team for him to come out and have a big game and everything. And the missed shot against West Virginia, we haven't even made a big deal of that at all. He just missed a shot. I mean, he's off balance and he rushed and everything. So I know he cared. I know it hurt him that he was able that he did miss it, and I know he probably felt like he let us down, but he didn't. He played very well in the game, and Jordan, if I'm not mistaken, missed a lot of shots too, and everybody does. I mean, if you play competitive ball, I mean, you do. So I hope that wasn't his motivation to play well today. I hope it's just because it was the next game, and that's how he needs to play, because I thought he played very well.
They were having a tough time stopping him. And then it seemed like you didn't get him the ball for a stretch there.
Yeah, in the first or second half?
I think it was the first half.
Yeah, that's probably true. Of course, we didn't score the ball very well at all the first half. I mean, we're fortunate to be up 6 at halftime. So I don't remember all the things, but he had 8 the first half, if I'm not mistaken, and we probably don't do a good job of throwing him the ball every time he's open. I know our guards need to certainly get better at that, and he can put pressure on the defense if he gets touches. But I would say that's probably true. But the second half, I don't know if we threw it to him a lot more because he only got 10 shots up. I just think he was very efficient and he got easy baskets. I mean, this is probably the most easy baskets he's gotten in a while.
What went in the decision to suit up Chris today?
What's that?
What went in the decision to suit up Chris?
Oh, I should say we, but primarily, we talked about it for over a month now, and because you got to make sure you're eligible and you got to go through all the things that you have to do. So, the bottom line is that he does a lot with our team, more than the other managers from a playing standpoint, because he's the biggest guy, so he guards and he beats people with dummies and all 140 pounds of him, and so I just decided, since he's a senior, that would be a pretty cool deal. So he's not going to suit anymore. This is his one shot, and certainly I let the players know yesterday what was going on, and they were really excited for him. So I knew it meant a lot to him growing up in Kansas City, and certainly I think it would mean I think it meant a lot to his family. So that was pretty cool that we were able to do that.
He won't give a senior speech, will he?
No. I'm already worried about that with Garrett. We got the 3-minute limit, but that would probably extend out of about 10 times past 3 minutes, and that's what my big concern is. So I can't let Chris talk too. We'd be here all night.
Coach, does it kind of speak to the strength of this conference that a team like TCU can come to the field house and hang around to the very end?
Yeah, it does. I don't want to say a team like TCU, because TCU just blew out 2 pretty good teams the last 2 games. Well, not blow out, but I mean they were 15-point games or 14, whatever it was. So I think that they're good, and they've gotten a lot better. They're a lot better team than the team we played down in Fort Worth. Made their free throws today. Made some threes today that maybe they haven't been making a good percentage for the most part, most of the season, and they do a good job defensively guarding, except we shot a pretty good percentage today. But I think that they're a good team, and we haven't had a chance to. Maybe 1-2 games this year we've had a chance to breathe the last 5 minutes, where the game was already over, and certainly this was not one of those games, and there won't be another game like that probably the next 4 games, and so it does speak volumes to the league that everybody's so evenly matched.
What do you think of going in to play K-State Monday when they've been struggling a bit?
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters what we've done. I don't think it matters what they've done. I think it'll be a great crowd. It'll be juiced. It'll be emotional, and certainly we'll get a great effort from them, and hopefully they'll get a great effort from us. But I don't see anything that would lead me to believe, since maybe they hadn't shot the ball well, that they'll shoot it poorly against us, because they'll have a tendency to raise their level just like most teams do.
I know, since we won't see you, what concerns you about K-State on the court?
Well, I'd say, their half-court defense is terrific, and they, there wouldn't be any concerns off the court. It would be strictly on the court. But their half-court defense is terrific, and they really rebound the ball well, and they're aggressive and they go after every ball. That would be the biggest thing,
Well, has it gotten to the point where that Bramlage is going to be one of the tougher environments you go into?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for us, and I can't speak to because we haven't been to OU yet, but to me, when you traditionally look at it, you think about Hilton and Bramlage being the 2 best venues we'll play in, as far as atmosphere, and because it'll be jumping, it always is.
And Bill, when a guy isn't aggressive like Devontae said he isn't, and you said that, what can you keep telling a kid?
You know what, we struggle with that, and we got a team full of them. It's been a situation with Frank. Frank wasn't aggressive at all the first half. He had a chance to get in the paint and make plays and didn't do it. And second half he did. And we certainly gone through with Perry, being aggressive all the time or whatnot, or Cliff. But I just keep drilling them. Hey, attack, 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 attack. And for a guard, you got to get your shoulders past people, and the ball got to touch the paint. And I thought he did a really good job of doing that. But that's the biggest thing. It's just, you can be aggressive, and this is one thing we're really laboring with our guys, is we get aggressive whenever we make shots, when it should be the exact opposite. You should be aggressive from the outset and use your energy and your defense and whatever it is to put you in a position to make shots. And we do it. Some of us do it the polar opposite. Well, if I make shots, it'll pump energy. It's a national. Oxford did a study. And when guys make shot, it actually pumps energy into your system. That's a study that they did at Oxford. And so, that's a joke. You guys didn't take it away. But my point is that that's a fact by a coach's standpoint. So if that's true, we shouldn't have to wait to have energy. You should have the energy to want to guard and be a stopper and all that stuff. And then it's easier to make shots, and sometimes we get it backwards.
Coach, it seemed like Cliff was kind of struggling tonight. Did that have anything to do with his injuries?
His injuries?
Or his?
Nah, Cliff's fine. He's fine. He's got a bruised chest, but that hasn't affected him in practice at all. So I don't think that has anything to do with anything.
Anything else?
Bill, when you go into a game against an opponent that's really struggled on and even off the court, is there anything you have to say that this will not be a team that you can overlook or whatever?
Well, I think with the stakes, hey, Iowa State had probably the best week that anybody's had all year long in our league. Going to Stillwater and winning, and going to Texas and winning. So, we're playing K-State, and we'll be pumped for K-State. But in the last 2 weeks of the season, you obviously think about the league race too. And, there's plenty of motivation. You're playing your state rival. You're playing a team that obviously gave us a handful. The first time we played them, I think we won by 10 or something at the very end. And you're playing a hungry team, I'm sure, because they're a little wounded right now. And you're playing in probably as tough a venue as we're playing in, and you're playing for the highest of stakes. So I don't think that we'll have to remind our guys, but we will, obviously, but I don't think we have to remind our guys, you know, what needs to transpire to give us the best chance to win. I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
With Missouri no longer in the league, do you consider K-State to be the biggest rival?
Sure, yeah. There's other teams, it's cyclical, you know, we've gone through phases where it's Texas or Iowa State or whatever, but the constant is K-State, you know, just like the constant with Oklahoma be Oklahoma State or whatever, it'll always be our biggest rival from my standpoint for sure, and I think the players probably feel the same way too.
All right, Coach.
Okay, guys.
And